So I was considering as to whether or not I would make a video like this because, the majority of people that watch my channel is very few. But regardless, maybe somebody might come across this video and take it with a grain of salt and it will give them some insight. So the title will already insinuate what I'm about to talk about. The main issue with Dragon Ball that I have seen, it was in fact animation, it was in fact story, but there's a major problem that Dragon Ball Super has, and every single person has overlooked this. It's us. It's the fans itself that's the problem. Now, let me clarify that. Dragon Ball has been such a hyped up show, and people have a very high expectation that no matter what, I have said this in multiple videos, people have these very high expectations, and the problem with that is it's great to set the standard high. But I feel that at this point, no matter what direction the series is pushed towards, people will still find something to complain about. People will still find something they're not pleased with because everybody has their own opinion at the end of the day. Everybody has their own perspective as to how Dragon Ball Super should be. Everybody likes different things. That's just how it is. So, why is this a problem? Sure, there's nothing wrong with having your own opinion. There's nothing wrong with having your own perspective. It's just that people tend to overlook the fact that sometimes that can cloud your own judgment because what you expect at the end of the day, I mean, it's not really up to us. Sure, I feel that as fans, it's great that we're getting a few things that feel like fan service, and I feel that it's because a lot of people have voiced their opinions and it's so strong. But at the end of the day, it's up to the creator. He can't just cater the series towards how we like it because, we're not writers, we're not animators. We don't realize how difficult it can be to even, top to make a series that tops your best. And I have said this before in the collab. It's hard to be better than your best. So one last thing before I sign off here. It baffles me as to how people hate Dragon Ball Super with such a passion, and yet they still keep watching every current episode. They still keep up with current events. And I say this because whenever there is something new, there immediately is a large group of people that still complain about how this series is still horrible. Now, I would think with common sense that if you hate something that much, not saying you shouldn't watch it, but if you hate it that much and you've been continuing to watch it, I would think at some point you would want to stop watching it. But that's just me. I feel that it would be a waste of time if I did not enjoy something. Why would I watch it? Especially if I felt that it wasn't getting any better. Now, I started watching Dragon Ball Super when it was first announced, and when everybody was all hyped up about this. And I actually stopped watching Dragon Ball when I had figured out that they were essentially, well, let me rephrase that. When essentially the first and second arc is just a poor ripoff of Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F. Because I did not feel that it was a fresh start for the series. I just thought it was a well, to say the least, poorly made version. So I actually got into Dragon Ball Super a lot more because of the Future Trunks arc, because I felt that it was fresh, it was a new idea. So that's just my opinion on this. Just something to think about, whether you agree with me or not. I just think it's something that a lot of people are afraid to say because a lot of the big channels, not going to name any names, but most of these people won't ever talk about a subject like this because it brings drama, and you're essentially playing devil's advocate here. but that's what my channel's about. I like to challenge things. I like to give people something to think about. My channel isn't about giving people spoilers or what if theories, that are just completely out of this world that have no meaning. And as for the spoilers, it's not hard for anybody to Google DBS spoiler and just punch in a number of the episode. Everybody gets their sources from Herms 98 anyway. So, um besides the title, I don't know if this was a rant, but this is just something I felt that it was a good to speak upon. So, whether you liked it or hated it, thanks for watching if you made it through the end.